Hi friends, today we're going to learn about habitats of reptiles. Today's habitat is a tropical forest or rainforest. We learned about rainforests last week when we studied mammals. Mammals, reptiles, they love the rainforest, especially a tropical one. Now, a tropical rainforest is hot and it's moist and it rains all year. The typical tropical rainforest has over 400 inches of rain per year. 400 inches is a lot, friend. Okay, it's not just like a glass of water. Also, the temperature ranges between 70 and 85 or even more. So it's hot, it's muggy, it's steamy, a great habitat for mammals and reptiles. Now, some of the reptiles that live in the rainforest are an aru turtle. Okay, it's known as a sidewinder because it moves its head from side to side, and it's a herbivore because it eats mostly plants, fruits, leaves, algae, okay? And it's found in the Amazon rainforest. Remember, the Amazon rainforest is home to one half the planet, so one half the animals on this planet. Shazam! I still can't believe it. One place on Earth is home to over half the animals on the Earth. And they're doing horrible things to the rainforest. Oh my God, I'm about to start my sermon, but I want to stop. Just let's protect the rainforest, okay? Today's book is called A Visit to Sesame Street Zoo. Now you're like, why, Dr. Coleman? Because some of the mammals and some of the reptiles we can only see in special places like zoos. So we're just going to read about zoos and see what animals live there. Because how many of us will ever get to go to the Amazon rainforest or even the tropical rainforests of Africa and Asia? It would be a dream come true. But for now, let's just stick to the zoo and read about a Sesame Street Zoo. A Visit to Sesame Street Zoo, featuring Jim Henson's Sesame Street Muppets. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Do you guys watch Sesame Street anymore? Sesame Street was on when I was a kid, so it was in the olden days. I know, when dinosaurs roamed the earth. So I've been told. So let's see. We have a giraffe on the cover, and we have who's this holding the camera? Did you say Big Bird? Yeah, it is Big Bird. Okay, we have a title page, and we have the author by Ellen Weiss, illustrated by Tom Lee. We have Bert and Ernie and Big Bird. Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert arrived at the Sesame Street Zoo bright and early. They wanted to be the first visitors to see the new panda. I can hardly wait, said Big Bird. Ernie, are you sure the man on the news said the panda is coming here today? Asked Bert. That's right, Bert, said Ernie, all the way from China. Well, we know that pandas live in China. Remember, we learned that last week. And what's their favorite thing to eat? Who remembers? Bamboo. Say bamboo. Yeah, right. It's bamboo. Who told you that? Excuse me, said a boy just as they went through the gate, but you can't visit the panda today. Her new home isn't set up yet. Oh no, wailed Big Bird. We came today especially to see the panda. Sorry, said the boy. That's what my mom told me. She works here, but there are lots of other amazing animals to see. Come on, I'll show you. My name is Willie. Well, I've been here before, said Bert grumpily. Well, there's something new at the zoo every day, said Willie. And maybe later my mom will be able to give us a peek at the panda. I want to see the panda too. Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert brightened up. All right, they said. So Willie's going to help them. Okay? So I have to move it over here so I can see. I'm sorry. I got to be able to read. Before they set off with Willie, Big Bird had to know the name of the bird strutting across the grass, showing the beautiful feathers. He must be very proud, said Big Bird. He is, said Willie. He's a peacock. But Bert was looking at some other birds. Pigeons, he cried. I didn't know the zoo had pigeons. You were right, Willie. There's always something new at the zoo. Well, the pigeons don't exactly belong to the zoo, Bert, said Willie. They just visit. Come on, let's go see the elephants. So this is a peacock, friends, and only the male peacocks have the great feather plumage. They do that to attract girls. It's always about the girls, right? Okay, sticky pages, sticky pages, sticky, sticky, sticky pages. Oh, look at the elephants. Elephants are sure big, said Ernie, when they arrived at the elephant jungle. And they sure are dirty, said Bert. Dirt is good for them, explained Willie. My mom says their skin gets sunburned easily, so they sprinkle dirt on it for protection. I like elephants, said Big Bird. They have snuffles, just like my friend Mr. Snuffleupagus. Elephants have trunks, not snuffles, said Bert. Just then they heard the toot-toot of the zoo train whistle, and Willie asked them if they wanted to go on a safari by train. You know what, friends? I love elephants at the zoos, but a lot of zoos are getting rid of their elephants because elephants need a lot of place to roam, and it's not a lot of place to roam in a zoo. And I know Lincoln Park Zoo, and I'm sure Brookfield Zoo sometimes send their elephants away for the winter because they will have to be cooped up in a small space. And elephants need to be outside and to roam. I'm glad they sent them away because can you imagine being in the same room 24 hours a day and you're that big? Look at this safari train. This reminds me, I'm about to make a book to self connection, a book to self connection. Warning, warning, danger, danger, book to self connection. This reminds me of the train at Brookfield Zoo. Brookfield has a safari train that takes you all over the zoo because Brookfield Zoo is a great big zoo that is near Chicago. It's in Brookfield, Illinois. Brookfield Zoo is wonderful. So is Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park is closer to us, friends. So when all of this is over, go to the zoo. On the zoo train, while Willie pointed out lots of different animals. Look, everybody, shouted Big Bird. There are tigers down there, and they aren't in cages. That's right, said Willie. Here animals can roam around freely, just like in the jungle. The animals are happy that way, and we can see how they really live. Are you sure those tigers can't jump onto the train? Asked Big Bird. Willie laughed. Don't worry, Big Bird. No animal can jump this high. We're safe. So they rolled on the train, past the jungle, through the woods, where wolves watched them, and over the hill where deer darted away at the toot-toot of the train. You know what? There's a zoo in Florida, another self-connection, that has an actual train that goes through a habitat with no cages. And I can't think of the name now. It's great. It's not like we have to go and look at the zoo from a gate or look at a zoo animal from a cage. You just ride through the habitat and the animals are there in no cages, just like Willie's showing us. I've always wanted to do that. Just, ride and see a tiger without a cage and see elephants without cages. I don't know, friends. You think I have it? Can I be brave enough to do that? Are we brave enough to do that? I think we are. I think we are. When they got off the train, Ernie pointed to a small grove of trees. Hey, those trees are moving, he said. Willie laughed. They're on a truck that's moving. They're bamboo trees. I bet I know where they're going. I know somebody who likes bamboo, said Willie. Who likes bamboo, friends? Who remembers? The panda, asked Bert. Willie smiled. We'll see. We'll see. We know that pandas like bamboo. Willie's not trying to trick us. He's not going to trick us. Big Bird wanted to see the giraffes up close. Gee, they are even taller than I am, shouted Big Bird. That's so they can reach the leaves at the tippy tops of trees, said Bert. The giraffes come from Africa, said Willie. So those zebras over there. The zoo lets some of the animals that live in the same part of the world live together in the zoo. So if they live together in the same habitat in the wild, the zoo lets them live together at the zoo because they know they're used to each other. I think that's great, friends. What animal is this? What animal is this? Now I'm going to show you something really amazing, said Willie as he led them to the lion cage. Look, said Big Bird. There's a woman right in the cage with the lion. Oh no, said Bert. The lion's going to eat her. No, he isn't, said the woman. I put him to sleep with medicine so that I can look into his ear and treat his earache. I'm a veterinarian, an animal doctor. Animals need doctors too, and sometimes they even need dentists. I'm going to be a veterinarian when I grow up, said Willie proudly. Can you imagine being an animal dentist? Now, you know, I've seen videos on YouTube about this guy. He went to the Lincoln Park Zoo because one of the tigers broke off a tooth. And he had to go in there and fix it. Can you imagine being an animal dentist? I think that's up there with the job with like the diver at the Shedd Aquarium. Some jobs will like just blow your mind. You're like, people actually can do that? Fantastic, Rooney. Let's look at this page. After she put some medicine in the lion's ear, the veterinarian said, "Come with me and I'll show you a special new member of the zoo family." Is your new animal cute and furry by any chance? asked Bert with a knowing smile. Well, yes, she said, and took them to the zoo hospital. Meet Flopsy, our new baby snow leopard. Ooh, said Ernie, Big Bird and Willie, she's beautiful. Oh, said Bert in a very small voice. I thought you meant the panda. The snow leopard is an endangered species, said the veterinarian. That means that there are hardly any left in the world. So it's important even when a snow leopard is born in the zoo. There are a lot of animals like that, friend, that are endangered. Endangered means not a lot left in the world. That's why I keep telling you, us friends, we have to take care of our animals and protect their habitats. After they left the hospital, everyone wanted to go to the children's zoo. I always come here to feed the goats, said Willie. There's a goat food right there. I wish I could feed the other animals too, but my mom says it's against the rules. The zookeepers know what kind of food is good for each animal and how much food the visitors give them might make them sick. I agree with that. You can't. Sometimes you got to leave the feeding to the professionals. Ernie and Bert went to the place in the children's zoo where they were allowed to pet the animals. This bunny is very soft thing. He's the softest thing in the world, said Bert. You're wrong, Bert. The lamb is, said Ernie. I wonder what is softer, a bunny or a lamb? I think they both are soft, friends. What do you think? Hey, look at me, everybody, called Big Bird. I can jump like a frog. A bullfrog can jump 6 feet, said Willie. It's marked off right there on the ground. I bet you can't jump as far as a bullfrog. Well, he was right. Big Bird couldn't jump 6 feet. My friend Kermit the Frog couldn't do it, said Big Bird. You know, bullfrogs are amphibians. You know, they can live in both land and water. We're going to learn about amphibians next week, friends. Here's a giant spider web of ropes, said Ernie. And he began to climb it. And here's a real spider building a web right next to it, said Bert. You know, I got another story. I know you like Dr. Coleman, you're just full of stories. I know. One time last summer, went out to take the trash, right? And I was like whistling, going to the trash, love taking the thing to the trash. So then I get to the trash can, and in between my two trash cans is this huge spider web. I mean, huge. And I looked at the spider, and it was a white and black spider. I've never seen a white and black spider before. It looked like a zebra spider, but I know there's no such thing as a zebra spider. I'm like, what kind of spider is that? I took a picture and sent it to my friends. I'm like, they said they thought I would have blew up the picture, make the picture bigger. But I said, no, that was an actual spider, actual size. Needless to say, I kind of eased the top of the trash can open and placed the garbage inside gently. And I tippy-toed back, tippy-toe, 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 tippy-toe. I let the spider be a spider, dude. You know, outside is his home, right? I wish I could find out the name of that spider. I looked all over the internet. I couldn't find out the name. It was huge. I don't know. This snake is sticking out his tongue at me, said Bert, as he looked at the garter snake through the glass case. Didn't its mother teach it manners? That snake doesn't mean to be rude, said Willie. Snakes smell the world with their tongues. Did you know that, friends? The snakes smell with their tongues? Pretty nifty, right? On the way out of the children's zoo, they stopped at the nature table. When they saw a peacock feather, an ostrich egg, a walrus tusk, and a rattlesnake's rattle, they picked up each thing and looked at it, holding it carefully, especially the ostrich egg. There's the birdhouse, said Willie, when they were outside again. Shall we go inside and see the birds? Oh, yes, said Big Bird. Maybe they'll talk to me. The birdhouse was noisy, with chirping and singing and screeching and clawing and cackling, but the noise didn't bother Big Bird at all. Outside the birdhouse, a man was painting a big sign. Isn't that Chinese writing on that sign? Asked Bert. You know who is Chinese, don't you? Asked Willie. I know, said Bert. The panda. Look, Bert. Seals, said Ernie, pointing in the other direction. Do you think they're getting closer to the panda house? Do you think Willie's going to show them the pandas? Let's look at the seals. They were just in time for the seal feeding time. The zookeeper feeds them mice. Do you know they get mice? I'm sorry, nice fresh fish twice a day, said Willie. I was about to say mice. Nice. Sorry, friends. Everyone stood around the fence and watched a sleek brown seal leap out of the water and catch a fish in midair. It was more fun than the circus. Where are the gorillas? Asked Big Bird when the seals had finished their lunch. Right over there, said Willie. There's a baby gorilla too. Gee, she wasn't here the last time I came to visit, said Ernie, as they watched the baby gorilla play. The three children in animal masks came running out of the nearby building. They were wearing lion, monkey, and rhinoceros faces. Where did you get those great masks? Ernie asked them. We made them, they said proudly, over in the education building. A teacher was there to help us do lots of interesting things. Animal mask. Do you think we like to do some animal mask, friends? That might be an activity to do, right? Next, they went inside Jungle World. It was hard to believe that this warm, damp, jungly place was inside a building. This place is new too, said Ernie, looking around in the amazement. It just opened last month, said Willie. The crocodile is going to eat up that little monkey, cried Bert. No, the monkey's too smart, said Willie. He's just teasing a crocodile. I wouldn't tease a crocodile, right? You know about my encounter with the alligator, and that wasn't even planned. I kind of stay away from the alligators and the crocodiles. Outside, again, they blinked in the sunshine. Willie called a woman in a white jacket, carrying a clipboard. Hi, Mom, said Willie. Meet my friends, Big Bird, Ernie, and Bert. They came especially to see the panda. Do you think we could see it? Willie's mother smiled. Yes, she said. You can be the first guest in her new home. Look, there are the bamboo trees, said Ernie. And that's the Chinese sign we saw, said Bert. What does it say? The panda's name, Mimi. Sorry, not Mimi, May May. It means beautiful one, she said. Come in and meet her. We finally get to see the panda. Willie's mother led them to the panda, who was curled up in a tree. Shh, said Big Bird. May May is sleeping. She must be tired from her long trip. The panda moved and yawned. Then she opened her eyes. She climbed down and walked over and looked right at them. She's just like a big toy bear, said Ernie. She's wonderful, said Bert. They watched as the panda curiously explored her new home. They watched her eat some bamboo and drink some water. They watched until Willie's mother said, we better leave May May alone. Now, she needs her rest. She needs to get used to her new home. What do we call an animal's home? Who remembers? How many of you said habitat? Habitat. Everyone said goodbye to the panda. Well, come back and see you soon, very soon, May May, said Big Bird. Don't worry, you won't be lonely. And then Ernie, Bert, and Big Bird said goodbye to Willie and his mom. Thank you, said Bert. This was the best trip to the zoo we ever had. I think it would be a great tour if you had a personal tour and you went behind the scenes and you met the animals. That was a great trip. And that's the end of the story. Now, of course, there are great activities in the remote learning plan. And there are great videos. Go there and look at the videos, friends. I'm going to say it one more time. You can look at stuff in your Epic Book account or the Scholastic Bookflix account. And also, please, please use your Happy Numbers account. Start doing those math problems, friends. Have your parents click on the links. And if they haven't signed up, please have them sign up. I sent everybody links. Well, I like that zoo trip. I can't wait to go to the zoo and see the animals. I love animals, exotic ones. And maybe I'll even go see an alligator or two.